Good morning. This is Lars Olson, and this is today's Quiet Echo. I sold the last box fan in my store on Tuesday morning, and I have been uneasy about it ever since. Now, it is not because I ran out. I can always get more. I have been uneasy because of what I watched people carry out of my door believing. 20-some fans went across my counter last week, and most of them, I would guess, are humming away right now in closed-up houses across this valley. And every single person who bought one believes they have solved the problem. They have not solved the problem. And I am the man who sold them the fan, so it falls to me to be the one who says so. A hardware man makes his living selling you things. Every so often he earns it by telling you what the thing will not do. A fan does not cool a room. Not by one single degree. It does not have the faintest idea how to. What a fan actually does is move air across your skin. And the moving air carries away your sweat, and your sweat carries away your heat. So it is you doing the cooling the whole time. The fan is only helping you spin your own water in order to do it, which works beautifully at 85 degrees. And it stops working entirely once the air in the room gets hotter than you are. Because now the fan is simply blowing hot air across a body, and pulling the water out of a person faster than the air can carry any heat off of them. It has become, and I am not trying to be clever here, a very small convection oven. The safety agencies have been saying so for years, and one of them has a phrase I have not been able to shake. A fan in a very hot room, they say, gives a false sense of comfort. Now, I will be straight with you. The scientists genuinely argue about the number. Some agencies say stop relying on a fan somewhere around 90 degrees. Others put it closer to 100. And I do not know which of them is right, and I am not going to stand here and pretend I do, from behind a hardware counter. But here is the part nobody argues about at all. A fan does not make a room cooler. And when they went back in New York and looked carefully at the people who had died in the heat, not one of them had a working air conditioner running in the house, but a quarter of them had a fan going. They died with the fan running, feeling, right to the very end, like they had done something about it. And I want to be careful here, because I am not saying throw the fan out. I sell fans. A fan is a fine thing. I am saying a fan is not a plan. And there is a second thing the news is missing this week. It is the reason the dying keeps right on going after the television cameras have packed up and gone home. A heat wave is not a daytime event. Your body gets itself through a hot day by planning on the night. It sheds all the heat it took on after dark, and it starts the next morning fresh. And the Weather Service keeps warning us, in language I notice nobody is repeating, about the overnight lows staying up in the 70s. When the night never cools off, the body never catches up. So it walks into the next day already behind, and the day after further behind still. And it is the third and the fourth night which kill people. It is not the hottest afternoon. So this is the week to remember something we have all forgotten. Your house is a machine. It truly is. It was built to keep heat out and to let heat go. And not one of us knows how to run the thing anymore, because for 60 years, we have not had to. We just pushed a button, and a machine did our thinking for us. My grandmother saw 90 summers and never once owned an air conditioner in her life, and she ran her house like a ship. She knew, every hour of the day, which windows were friends and which ones were enemies. So shut it at dawn. All of it. Windows down, curtains pulled, and especially on the west side of the house, before the sun ever gets around to them. You are not so much keeping the cool in, as you are keeping the sun out. A window in full sun is a heater, and a shade to hang over it costs about $4. And then open the whole house up at night. And here, at last, is where your fan finally earns its keep. Do not point it at yourself. Put it in an open window, turn it around backward, and blow the hot air out of the house. It will pull the cool night air in behind it, through every other window you have opened. Because a fan is not a cooler. A fan is a mover. And moving right will drop your whole house by 10 degrees while you are asleep. And it will give your body the one thing it actually needs, which is the night. It is the same fan. It is the same $4 of electricity. It is simply pointed the other way, and it is the difference between a machine which comforts you and a machine which saves you. And if you happen to know an old person, alone, in a closed-up house, sitting in front of a fan, the phone call costs you nothing. Run your house. It knew how to do all of this long before any of us did. The front porch is open. Turn the fan around tonight and tell us what your house did. And if we get something wrong, tell us, and we will run the correction. The readers of the Cedar Valley News are gathering to share their stories and keep company with respect and no party lines. Come sit with us. I will put the link in the show notes. This is Lars Olson, your host for today's Quiet Echo. Thanks for listening. Quiet Echo is part of the fictional Cedar Valley news series, written by Evan Swenson, publisher, and Claude Marshall, AI developmental editor. While the people and town of Cedar Valley are fictional, the guidance described here is real. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, the Environmental Protection Agency, the World Health Organization, and Ready.gov all caution against relying on electric fans in extreme heat. And the New York City heat mortality findings and the National Weather Service warnings about warm overnight lows are likewise real. The exact temperature threshold for fan use remains genuinely disputed among researchers, as the episode says.
You've been listening to the Cedar Valley News Podcast, where small-town voices meet the headlines shaping our world. From faith and family to front porches and fields. We'll be back with more stories connecting real lives to real events. Until next time, keep your porch light on, your faith strong, and your heart open. This is Cedar Valley News.